Hello friends and welcome back to decorating my apartment again. I'm so sorry about that. There's just like a lot of stuff that I want to do and I still want to work on, so I'm hoping y'all will enjoy this video. But these are my main style inspirations, Memphis style, more on the pastel side, retro futurism. I just want my place to look like a Star Trek episode. You know how it is, like general Y2K neon type things slowly get more absurd. I want my place to look like a dead mall and to look like a liminal space. Look at this shit. Tell me you wouldn't want to be here. I want it to be straight up like the Rainforest Cafe, vaguely like a tiki bar, but also just there's tons of animatronics and tropical plants around. And then also kidcore, kawaii, pastel, that type of thing. And no, before anybody fucking says it, kawaii is not an offensive term. When did that start? It literally just means cute in Japan. Stop being stupid. Anyway, let's get fucking started. So a lot of this stuff was either DIY'd or I got at the dollar store. This I got at Five Below. It's one of those cool as heck inflatable chairs, and I'd been looking for one of these and I just could not find one for under like $50, but this was at Five Below and it was a couple bucks. It said it was pink on the box. It really looks more orange. I had to buy a bike pump to get this thing to inflate. I don't know how else you're supposed to inflate this, but even with a bike pump, it took a good long time. But look at this shit. It's so comfortable. This was literally only a couple dollars, but if I had paid $50 or $100 for these things, I would be very upset. But as a $5 thing, it's super cute. I love that I can deflate it if I want to, but I probably won't because it would take way too long. But look at it! And then this is some fabric that I got from the discount bin. I love the discount bin at Joann's. And look at these cute little flamingos. And I made this into a pair of curtains for my kitchen because my kitchen needed curtains. That's how that works. I did not use a pattern for this. I literally just looked at the curtains that I had and then did that. Unfortunately, these were a nightmare to put up, as you can tell by my struggle noises. I have a love-hate relationship with tension rods. They work, but man, are they hard to put up. But look at that. Look how cute. Okay. This bird, I'm not actually sure what it is made of, but I've had it since I was a small child. It wasn't actually mine. It was something my parents owned, but I would just take it and carry it around the house like a baby. So that is there. And also I think it fits the aesthetic very well. I think you can see in the kitchen where I'm kind of going with the whole Rainforest Cafe thing. And then if you guys watched my last video, you know about this thing. And as you can see, I took all the plushies off. I was just not a fan of this black mesh, but I didn't want to take this whole thing off and redo it. So I actually paper clipped fabric onto it. This is an alien fabric that I also got from the Joann's bin. And so you can see I put some of that flamingo fabric on top. And then we have the UFO fabric right there. And I think this is a lot better than the black mesh. And this wasn't super difficult and I did not have to sew this. I just paperclip this up, but it's not done yet because I ran out of fabric. And the third row of fabric is the stuff that I had used in my trailer as like a little barrier against dribble because I still had that. So I need to get more fabric for this, but overall I think this is working. This is just taking a bit. This probably was the project that took the second longest amount of time. Is I made some labels for each individual robot and I custom made these, and these took hours. And I think they came out really nice. I used some vinyl sticker paper to print these out, and each of them have all of these little individual tidbits about the robots, and I just stuck these to my shelf under the corresponding robot. I do really like how it looks, but it took a lot longer than expected. And then I filled in the gaps with some stickers. So these are some Sanrio stickers that I also got at Five Below. I think they're very cute. And this is what the shelf looks like currently. Part of this goes into sort of the dead mall category where I want things to look like they are in a store. I don't know, something about it is just really fun to me. So here is the Susie one, which has little bits of manuals and also a little customized Susie that was made from the manual. And then Ava, her name is inspired by Evangelion. So we have the Unit 1 and the little nerve background there. And then Data was named after Data specifically from Star Trek. It's not Data, it is Data because it's specifically from Star Trek. And then Circuit was just mostly manual clips and whatnot. And Tosca was stuff from the Performer software because I thought it looked very 90s, very retro. I thought that was very cute. And then we have Matcha, and she has a little T symbol over there for Matcha, and then also little clips from manuals. And then I really am not sure what I'm doing about these stickers. I'm probably gonna do something else after, but then we have Tazo, and these are the little line icons that are on the Japanese website, and I just took those out, put those on there. We have a lot of stickers on this one because there's only 2 robots on the shelf. And then there is Beppis, which is lots of Beppis themed things. So we have Cherry Beppis, we have Mac Tonight, we have a little Beppis ad, and then just general more Beppis. And I'm immediately jumping to the next clip. But this is a shelf, actually. And this is something that I found at Goodwill. And somebody else DIY'd this. I think this was originally brown, and you can see these little hearts in the back, and I don't know what they did to cover the hearts, but for now I'm just keeping it like this. I might eventually try to excavate those hearts out, but I do like the white and black color scheme, and this is what it looks like currently. I think it's super cute, and I love going to Goodwill to look for shelving and stuff because I find a lot of really unique stuff. I'm still not 100% sure how to hang this though, because as you can see, it's kind of really off the wall because I'm hanging it up by the little by push pins, but there's no support on like the top half, so it's kind of tricky. But I have some Hello Kitties from Five Below that are currently on there, just hanging by a thread. And this looks pretty messy at the moment, but this is my little Squishmallow keychain / tag wall, and I'm probably gonna reorganize this to make it a little cleaner. But this is what I mean when I say that I want to look like I'm in a store. But also this is just awesome sensory wise because I love tags. I love how they feel. I love how they look. So just having a little tag wall, and it's next to my bed, and I can just like feel the tags and play with the tags. And there's a bunch of Squishmallow tags, and there's also some other plushie tags. So that was an Aibo plushie tag. I have some Peeps plushies tag, you can see. This was another thing that I got at Five Below. I'm obsessed with that store because it's next to me and I haven't been to one in like years, but it's just another little thing for over my door that was a couple of bucks, and it's where I put my headphones, and I have a few cute pink plushies there. Now this is like the coolest thing in my opinion, but it took so long. So I made these little checkerboard retro, I don't even really know what to call them, but I printed a bunch of these out. So I designed this just in some paint program. I don't even think it was Clip Studio. I just kind of threw this together because it's very simple. But I felt like this was really going to center in on the Dead Mall aesthetic, and I printed out a ton of these on just regular paper, and I loaded them with tape. I probably could have used the sticky paper, but honestly, there just was not enough sticky paper. So I used these to kind of put near the ceiling. I don't know what to call this. Is it like a banner? But I don't, like a border to my ceiling, my wall. It looks cool, all right? It gives me Dead Mall aesthetic. And I know this is sped up, but this took me literally days. And I know it's not the most even thing in the world because my ceiling is also not even, so it was just a mess. But look at how cute it looks. I think it came out really nice. Look at it. Look at it. There are some areas where I just didn't want to stick, so there's definitely going to be some pieces that fall off during the upcoming days, and I'm going to have to reapply and just put a ton more tape on. But for now, I love it. This was something that we passed by on that last recording, and I didn't show the process of making it because it was very janky. But this is it's just a little plant holder that I made for my pothos, and it's just ribbon and leftover fabric from the seat covers that I had made for my trailer. I had that fabric left over, so it's very janky. I might remake it, but it goes upwards, like planters go upwards. But I think it if you don't look at it too hard, I think it looks really cute. And this was a planter that I had got at Five Below that I was originally going to use for that plant, but it just was not the right size. So for now, this is a little buddy prison. This is a little frog prison. Look at him. He is in prison for his crimes. I think it looks really cute like that though, honestly. And this wall, I was honestly getting really overwhelmed by, so anything that wasn't in a frame, I decided to take down, which is unfortunate because I did pin some holes in the wall because this wall just repels tape. It's very hard to get tape to stick to this wall, so I had to use a ton of tape for the banner thing as well. But I took off everything that wasn't in a frame, and I just kind of collaged all of the little bits and bobs and all the little pieces onto one of my canvases, so it is in more of a condensed, clean space, but it still looks kind of hodgepodge and collagey without just like taking up my entire wall and making me anxious. So I like maximalism. I love maximalism, but there's a very thin line between maximalism and just like crazy hoarder mess. So I want it to look maximalist and not crazy hoarder mess. So I think this looks better than it did before. And I am going to refill the frame wall, but I just want it to be a little bit more curated, and I think this looks better as of now. Now, I didn't know Five Below had tables, but apparently they do, and I had really been looking for an altar table for a long time, and I just couldn't find one that I liked. So I grabbed this one. I'm not a huge fan of the color. It was pretty easy to put together, but it was like a pretty cheap material, so I'm not sure exactly what it is made of. But the way that it holds together is just like this weird, I don't know what it is. I think it's just plastic that you kind of just have to jam in there. It's supposed to be like a copper color, but it looks more brown in person, definitely. So this might be something that I paint over eventually, but for now, this is what it is. I just needed an altar table, so I think it works for what it is intended for. And this is something that I found at the thrift store that I thought was adorable, and I'm pretty sure it is like a coin bank. I have not put any coins in it because I'm kind of nervous about how you would get the coins out, or if you even could. As you can see, it's kind of screwed together, so I don't know if you can unscrew this and potentially get the coins out. But I thought it was so unique and fun, and I love the colors and the shape of it. And maybe eventually I will put some coins in there because I feel like it would just make a great sound. Just getting those coins in there, hitting that little plastic ball. But this was such a fun find. It's super unique, and I love going to the thrift store for reasons like this. You can find super unique pieces. And I got this little lemony placemat at Walmart. It was like $1. And look, my neighbor brought me fucking muffins, and I'm living in Animal Crossing. And, and I normally don't go for the cowboy aesthetic, but I found these 2 little buns at the thrift store, and they were a pair, and the vibes they give off is just immaculate. And when I see bunny things, I have to have them. And look he has a little teapot, and there's this other one, and he's holding a little carrot and a little smoke, and look at his little vest, and they just give off the vibes of like gay uncles. So I wanted to have them, and for now they just sit on the top of my fridge with my other sort of kitschy things. I really like the kitschy aesthetic as well, even if it doesn't match 100%, but I feel like it kind of matches. They're so cute. Look at them. And this was something that I didn't film myself making, but I saw people on the TikTok doing this where they made like a list of safe foods and stuff. So I made it into this little menu style thing that I put on my wall, where you can see it has breakfast, has drinks, has some snacks, has some meals, and it's just sort of ideas basically. And this was something that I also found at the thrift store, and I couldn't figure out what this was at first. I thought it was a candle holder, but look, look at their little sneaky faces. This is also another very kitsch retro grandma core item, but I think it's actually an egg holder, which would make a lot of sense because it's an Easter thing, and you know, it has eggs on it. I'm not gonna use it for eggs, but I think it's a super neat thing. I'm gonna see what I can fit in there, but it doesn't have a bottom, so I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna put in there, but it's very cute on the wall for now. And this is another canvas. I got a lot of canvases, and this was just a fun piece. This was just a fun piece, fun for me, and I didn't film myself making this, but I just kind of went crazy with it, and I just did whatever. And it has some sparkly paints, and it has some shiny silver paints as well. It's kind of hard to see in the light. It has eyeballs that I stabbed into it, and they're just there. It was just a lot of fun, and I'm gonna make some more fun paintings, but I don't know if I'm gonna go more of a simpler style or what I'm gonna do with the other ones, but just, you know, it's fun. It's like, it has a little Hello Kitty on there secretly, and you know, in case you didn't know and you come into my house and you're like, wow, this looks really put together, I want you to just know, I want you to just look at this and be like, oh no, this is a mentally ill person's house. A mentally ill person lives here. And you know, I just want a friendly reminder in case you forgot. So yeah, this is it. This is where I'm currently at. It's still nowhere really complete, but this is something that I'm going to be continuously adding to for a long time. But these are just a couple projects that I did during the last couple weeks, and I think it made a huge difference, and I really like how it came out. So if you guys like these type of videos, please let me know, and otherwise I'll see you later.